Obviously, when you look at a fighter like Anthony Joshua, who's climbing the ranks slowly, he's taking levels in terms of opponents and not jumping straight to the top. On the opposite side, you've got Chris Eubank Jr., who's probably just had that one fight at top level with Billy Joe Saunders, which he lost. He's then fought at relative British level to jump up in September. I know Eddie said that potentially next week he could make the announcement that the Triple G fight is on. Is that just a step too far now?
Listen.
And as a fighter, most fighters will jump in the ring with anybody.
But listen, I don't think Chris Senior or Junior would want their son to go in the ring with someone like Gennady Golovkin if they thought he had no chance whatsoever. And it takes bold feats like this, outlandish ideas and the way you think like this to create shocking wins. It's shocking to us, but to that team, they're thinking, no, it's not that shocking. So they probably see things we don't see. I'm now, like most people, are thinking like a civilian. I'm thinking, I don't see that. I don't think it's an impossible task, but I don't see what you're seeing. But they know what Eubank Jr. is capable of doing in the gym. They know what his capabilities are. It's just transferring that into the public arena. So it's not foolish them saying what they're saying. It's just foolish to us because we don't know. It's like Harold Graham was touted to fight Marvin Hagler. Now I knew how outstanding Harold Graham was, and I knew Harold Graham would probably beat Marvin Hagler. But the public, everybody knew Marvin Hagler was and said Harold had no chance. So I get where Chris is coming from, because I do get that. So what he sees of his son's capability, I kind of understand it. I understand the backlash from the general public. You don't see it. You're not on that inner circle. You're thinking like a civilian. Just because this is the name on everybody's lips and you look at the result thinking, wow, it's impossible. This guy's never going to be beaten. Doesn't mean it's not possible. Evander Holyfield always had a beating of Mike Tyson from being 16 years old. But nobody thought that until he got smashed against Evander Holyfield. And so it's just, knowledge is power. And so they just see things we don't see.
Does that fight happen in the UK for you or in America?
Pardon?
Does that fight happen in the UK for you or in America? With Triple G and Chris Jr.?
I think Triple G wants to come over here. I think it'd be big over here. Bigger over here than it will be in America. Yeah. We know Eubank Jr. They might have heard of him in America, but he's bigger here than he is in America.
We're now getting ready for the second part of the press conference. A very intriguing fight, potentially the fight of the night.
Yeah.
George Groves, 3 losses. Against Martin Murray, 3 losses. Yeah. Both had world title fights. Both had setbacks.
Yeah.
Very interesting fight, Johnny. 7
world title fights between them. Both have setbacks. The more accomplished super middleweight is George Groves. Obviously, you can see the size difference now when these guys are sized up to each other. If George Groves on paper should win, but if he slips at all, Martin Murray will beat him. And if Martin Murray beats him, then he's got to seriously think about where he goes from here. And so it's a make or break for both fighters. They can't afford to lose because it's a massive indication of their level or how far they're going to go in the super middleweight division. George Groves can't go back down to middleweight. He'll have to move up to light heavyweight if he wants a future in boxing. Martin Murray might be able to go back down to middleweight. But I think it's a massive crossroads for both fighters, and they've had that many world title opportunities. I think this will write off, a loss will write off any opportunity again at this weight.
Obviously, George has his reputation of amongst fighters say that he gets tired towards the latter rounds. After his defeat to Badou Jack, he came back into back-to-back victories, relatively against decent opponents. Do you think his stamina's going to need to be on top shape against someone like Martin Murray?
Martin Murray has a good pace. Martin Murray wants to drag you into a fight. Martin Murray, if Oliver Harrison's got anything about him, will make George Groves work from round 1 all the way through. Because if that's what they believe, that he gets tired towards the back end of a fight, they've got to get him working every round, 3 minutes of every round, or at least 2 minutes of every round, for that to come off. You can't give him easy parts of the round where he can just jab and move and walk around. So there is method to that thought. There is an understanding to that, and it's just down to tactics. What tactics will George Groves pull into this, he'll use a long jab, he'll use his weight, he'll use his reach, try and team up with a jab, set him up, set him with the shots. Martin Murray's got to walk him down, put him under pressure, drag him into a war. And Martin Murray's very good at that. And if you think Martin Murray can't hold a shot, remember what he did with Triple G. You know, and this guy's ferocious. So it's going to have to be something. It's going to have to be one hell of a shot, or it's going to be the corner pulling Martin Murray out, you know, because he's going to get hit too hard, too fast. But I can't see it. I just think this is a good fight. It's a good fight, and if George Groves has slipped at all, then he loses. But on paper, George should pull it off on paper.
On points?
On points, yeah.
Right, you better not get this wrong, Johnny.
Huh?
You better not get this wrong because you're tracking this
I've done well this year.
I know you've done well this year. Johnny, thank you so much for giving us a bit of your time, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow in Sky Studios. I can't wait for the final press conference between Joshua and Brazil.
All right, no problem.
Thank you for FightHype.com.
Sweet.